Alright, very good. So just like covered the back video, the last video. We are going to fix all the different things. I should perhaps also give a little bit of a summary on how to use Pureref as well. And yeah, we're just going to do all those things. This is a very exercise-driven video. Feel free to pause if you think I'm going a bit too fast because I don't want to take too much of your time. I'm gonna fly through it, and then each little part that I fix, I might give you an opportunity to pause, and then I'm just gonna go and fly to the next one. Uh, I recommend that you put some music. Put some nice tunes, maybe some jazz. There is a very explicit reason why I don't put sound effects or music in my videos because I want you to put your own tunes at a 30%, 20% volume so you can still hear me out. And then you can just have some happy tunes, put something that perhaps there is no vocals in the background, something with melody. And then, yeah, you can pause me, do a bit more, play the video, see what I'm doing next. But yeah, I recommend that you do this by your own. So let's commence. So going to Pureref, I just want to give you a bit of a tutorial. So if you just use your middle mouse, this is to pan around. Scroll in, scroll out. If you want to move things around, yeah, it's very easy. However, if you always want to have this on, and it's arguably one of the best reasons why Pureref is fantastic. It's because you can have it on your main monitor screen. If you got two screens, it's nice to have it on the side, but if you want to use it on the main screen as well, you can make it a little bit smaller and put it in the corner. By the way, apologies for forgetting that my head and face was there earlier. But yeah, we're just gonna cover all of those anyways. And now this is where, if you want to be very specific on zooming in a specific couple of images, you can tap on the space bar while having the two images selected, and it will zoom in and we'll just have those two showing. And I'm going to use this as a method or as a tool to go through each of those points and areas and do the exercise alongside with you. Now, let's get it in. So I'm gonna go in the order. I'm gonna go this one here and see what is done here. So I can see here that the correct one is the left one here. This needs to be aligned to that one there. So let's do that. And honestly, I wish I had some music myself right now. So I'm gonna say, so I can see is this one here. So maybe what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move that to snap to that one there. So I'm gonna hold down W, then V, and I'm gonna snap it like that. And now that's aligned. Cool. That's easy. Alright, is that centered? That one there looks like it's not. Is that meant to be straight? You know what I'm gonna do? Just to make things a lot easier, I'm gonna have two cameras. And I think this is a great technique to show anyways. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to panels, perspective, new. So this is going to enable me to have an additional perspective camera. So just gonna do that. So now I've got perspective number one. So I'm just gonna move my phaser for a second. So you'll see here I've got perspective one. All right, maybe I'll put that here so you can, there you go. So now that I've got that additional perspective camera, I can go here where it says panels and I can divide this to two views and say, all right, I would like to have the layouts to be side by side. So I'm gonna have two panes side by side. And now I'm gonna say here, I'm gonna have perspective one, and then here I'm gonna have the other perspective. And now I can just go in here and be like, all right, cool. So just select this one, okay, F and F. I'm gonna have this as well to have the texture on. And now I can say, all right, just to keep things a little bit less confusing, maybe I can have the correct one on this angle here to say, okay, what are things meant to look like in here, and then this one here can be the one that I fix. Okay, just to keep things a little bit easier between the two. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So we fixed the second one there. Gonna go here now. So I can see with the correct one there, this is a little bit thicker, but here this is a little bit thinner. So I'm just gonna go here now and be like, oh yeah, I can see what they mean, that this is the smaller one here. So I'm just gonna select those faces really quickly and be like, all right, cool, let's do that. Yeah, click one, double click. And by the way, like, yeah, it's a requirement that you also do some of the parts with this. Oh, it's not aligning to that one. That's a real shame. I wonder if you can just do this with a weld. There you go. Okay. Let's scale it that way, and more or less, it doesn't have to. I don't want absolute perfection, but if we go here, yeah, that should be enough. Alright, let's go to the next one. This one here needs to stick out a little bit more. It's too up close to the center there. So that one is very easy. Now you will notice that sometimes to do the selections, sometimes I might like to make sure that I'm moving the camera, and I'll stop cheating. I'll just move the camera a little bit like that. Like I might just go move like this and be like a bit sideways, so you see how those faces there. Making sure that they are flat, those faces in the viewport, like that. You see, I'm just going like, okay, it's not flat, it's not flat enough, it's flat. And then I'll draw a box. And now you can see, if you see around now, I have selected all the faces that I want to select. Perfect, easy. And I'm just gonna move those to make sure that that's sticking out. Again, the point is not to be perfect, the point is to get it more or less as close as possible. Like, yeah, maybe I can see that in the original there. Yeah, maybe it needs to be a little bit longer. Something like that. Okay, perfect. Moving on to the next one. Wow, what the hell, man? Was I drunk while I was modeling this? Like, was that meant to be there? Gee, my Macarena. Where is this one then? That's for the front one there. Wow. I can see with this one here, I think that part here needs to be fixed first. So let's see if we can fix that part first, which is here. Oh, Macarena. So I'm gonna select that one vertex there. The other way, like, this is one method. You can go select that one vertex, Control, right click, two faces, and then select those faces, and then I can move that back down like this, very easily. That's one way. The other way, this is a new technique. So if you want to select all those faces, you can just go sideways like this, and then you draw like that, and then to deselect, you can just hold down Control and do that. That's another way to select very easily. Yeah, well, carry on. Let's move this back. I think I got mixed up with another program like Blender, maybe. I'm not sure. Okay, move that back, and now while I've got those selected, like here, what I could do in order to make things a little bit faster, I'm just gonna grab the selection so it goes all the way back here. So what I can do is hold down Shift and then go the forward arrow. You see how it's growing one by one, very gradually, until we reach those points there, until that. And I'm just gonna push out all the way out here just to go like yay. And now it's not only that we need to move out, because this is very elongated as well, this part here. So, and you can see here where this stretch mark is happening there. So I'm just gonna go, all right, reduce the selection into that point there, like so. And now I'm just gonna pull that one down until it doesn't look too stretched anymore. Like maybe like, yeah, there. Yeah, do not judge too much my texturing with this telescope, because I remember I did it really quickly. It was just for this exercise. It was not just me trying to be, my texturing is the best with this. So let's see. So I think I did that one already. So anything that is done, I'm gonna move it to the side there. Be like, okay, this is done. That's done as well. And just, yeah, don't make sure that you don't save it, just in case you want to redo this exercise. Let's do this side wheelie here for next. So we got, I think this is what's meant to look like on the left there, but they all flatten down. So let's look at that wheel. So, oh, there's a couple things there. We need to fix that too, I think. So let's grab again, go vertex here there. I think I really wanted to make a point about the complete selection with that one. And I'm just gonna move that to this direction there. So I'm just gonna go hold down V and snap it there. Too easy, mate. Too easy. I'm just gonna now select a singular face there, and I'm gonna go select similar, and now I'm just gonna scale it out upwards. Now I always like to share an additional tip. So this is one way that you can do it. You can do it like this. Cool story, bro. The thing is, say that you wanted to move this out without using scale for a reason. Like if you wanted to move them out by the normal map, you can do that very easily as well. So what you can do instead is you can convert that selection there to vertices. So now that I've got those faces selected there, you hold down Control, and then you hold down the right click, and then you go convert a selection to vertices, and now you've got those vertices selected there. The next part of this equation is you need to change the moving style. So you need to go to the move tool here, double click it. You can double click this, or you can click on the hammer here on the far right in here. I'm gonna move this out on the way so we can see the options of what we're doing here. And what you have to do for the axis orientation, instead of using the weld in here, you can click on here and then go normal. Okay, and what this is going to do, the axis orientation with the normal. Now, if you hold down the middle button, it's going to push things in and out like this, you see? This is very useful if you want to, yeah, I'm just using the middle mouse button there. I want to make sure that this is matching with this part there. So I'm just gonna go like that. And you see, it's got a different effect. It's making things a little bit thicker as well. And there you go. Not sure if this is the effect that I wanted to do, but I actually prefer this to the original there. It's up to you if you want to use this or if you want to use that instead. Okay, doesn't matter. They both kind of do the same effect. Okay, let's see. So now that we've got that done and this done as well, let's put them in the done bin, so we don't get too mixed up with all those things. And I need to stop talking like an idiot. So now we're gonna move that down there. Oh, this is so complicated. Like, oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing. Convert that to faces. Grow the selection. Gonna grow the selection one more time. And yeah, I'm gonna move that down. Now, I don't know if I look at this, how much more down is it? Oh, it's a fair bit down, isn't it? Like we need to go, that needs to go down like substantially. Fair way. Let's go welder. Okay, let's go. I think the way that the texture is gonna show, maybe it's gonna be a good indication on how far that was meant to be. Like, sure, let's go like yay much. Okay, cool. That's done. Now, I think I'm on purpose leaving the most complicated stuff last. So this part here, this is now getting to the next level of complicated. So if we look at this one here, by the way, I wish I had someone to tell me this stuff or to teach me this stuff back in the university days because no one did. I had to learn this stuff by myself. It's like, so how would I? Oh, just do it by hand. No, girl, what are you doing? So now what I'm gonna do is, by the way, I'm extra nice with this one here. Uh, all of these were duplicated instance with groups. So if you change any of this stuff here, so if we select any of these vertices there, it's gonna change it on all of these. The problem with that though, if you do this if you do this with like with this, it might get confused with the orientation. So I recommend that you select in here this one here. I recommend that maybe you select the one that maybe doesn't have. I might need to move this down a little bit. Yeah, so I recommend that. I recommend that we fix this one here. For the only reason that I think if you do the other ones, it's gonna get confused with the orientation stuff like that. So what we're gonna do is let's move that up. So let's go, and you can tell there with the stretching with the texture. So I'm just gonna select face here, and then I'm gonna select face here, these two faces, and then I'm gonna grow the selection moving down without selecting those guys. So we might need to unselect those faces. This one too. All right. So now we got those faces, and now if we want to move it like that, good spot in 99. Cool. So now those are the ones that we have to move, but we have to align them with this axis. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna go hold down D, and then while holding down D, you're gonna have this align thing, and then we're gonna click here, and then we're gonna hold down V to do the snappy. I'm gonna snap it to. Yeah, this is what happened to me the last time. It was getting a bit confused. Okay, so let's do this another way. So let's just go hold down D, align there, and then we're gonna do align here. That's fine. And now we're gonna go move that up to this way. And there you go. We're just gonna make sure that that is actually snapping to that circle over there. So we're just gonna pretend that there is a screw that's going in here. We're gonna put that in there. By the way, it's always been a fantasy of mine to model a telescope with full detail. So now that I'm doing this, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll do that one day. Maybe I'll just do a proper. I've got the block out here, I guess, so I could just do a quick, awesome thing one day. All right, so we got this in the done pile. Put that down. All right, the one thing that is making me the most annoyed right now is those legs in here. It's driving me crazy. So I'm just gonna select that to here. And like, yeah, if you had to do this by hand, you would go like that. Let me go, maybe go, all right, cool. do this and be like, oh, that's good enough, that will do. But these guys, they are not going to be perfectly straight, so we want to be perfectionists about this. So what we're going to do is, it's just going to be like, we want that to be perfectly straight. And so we're going to do is, maybe going to use that one there to align it. So align to this line there, or this one. Okay, and now we're just gonna go, maybe if we hold down D and then shift, it's gonna position that. Okay, I'm not a huge fan of that. Align. Orient, align, positioned. So I'm just gonna, okay, and I'm just gonna now move it that way. I might snap to that point. You malaka. Yeah, I think it's because it's an instance, it's getting confused. It's not allowing me to use that as a snapping. Do that, so I'm just gonna go like that, and it kind of defeats the purpose a little bit doing it by hand, but you see that's not straight anymore. Alright, there we go. You see? Alright, cool. I'm just gonna pause for a second and give you some time to do this yourselves. Alright, very good. So we got that done. Move that there. Alright, so what's the next part? So we're gonna do the feet, or this guy here. Sure, let's do this. So where do we have this problem? Oh, it's magically been fixed already. Perhaps, unless I am... I think maybe I need to move this out as well, downwards. So I think, actually, let's maybe move... I know that's wrong and that's correct. So I actually need to make this a lot thicker. So I need to maybe... Oh yeah, I can see it now. So that's too thin. So I'm just gonna go select that. And then I'm gonna go to vertices. And now I'm just gonna increase the selection once. Okay, and I'm gonna use again the same tool to go align there, like this. And now I'm just gonna scale it that way. Oh. No. Gonna deselect those. Let's do that again. Yeah, I had this problem the last time that I was doing this. For some reason, it was getting mixed up with which one I was having selected, you see. So it's almost like, okay, so select that one there. It's almost like maybe I shouldn't have used. maybe doing a video tutorial that I designed so long ago and then doing this. Anyways, so let's align that to that. Move that out. There you go. Perfect. So I'm just gonna move this down because if you look at the original, they are a little bit more out. I'm gonna go like yay. And that's gonna be very good because now this is going to enable me to move that down to what's meant to look like here. So I'm just gonna go move this down, increase the selection once, and now I'm gonna use this align there to move that down. I'm gonna use the shift, use that position, and now I'm just gonna move that down there. And now I'm just gonna scale it this way. Done. Give a little bit of that foot there as well. Sure. I think I've got this as a guide, so maybe I can just move it up to there, and yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, that topology there. It's almost like it's there for a reason. Cool, cool, cool. So I might actually also try to align with those. And move it down there, and I think that is pretty perfect. Well, perfect is only a conception, I guess. Okay, we got those two done. We're almost there. I think the next one that we have to do is move this guy down this way. So I'm gonna select those again. It's kind of like same. It's like copy paste. We need to align this to this one there. Align. Scale it this way, like so. And now we can just move that down. Perfect. That's close enough. And now the next part is this one here. So we're gonna select this too. Align, scale, this way. And yes. Alright, cool. Wow, this video is now 30 minutes long, so this is a long tutorial, so my bad, sorry about that. And now this is where we can have some fun. I'm just gonna do one last part to fix this fella here. I'm just gonna rotate him. I might actually perfect. Just having some fun. It's important to have fun as well, you know. I wonder if this is object. There you go. Yeah. Have some fun with that. Just put that in the right place. And we're like, alright, just gonna put that there. And I'm just gonna rotate this and make sure that this is actually looking to the stars. Yeah. Alright, done. Alright, cool. So we've got two telescopes looking very similar. Oh, there is one more thing I've noticed. We need to move that down here as well. So we can select this. Sorry, I need to stop making so many noises. There you go. Alright, cool. So we have completed the exercise. For the next week, we'll be doing. So let's go back to maxi mode. This is the last exercise for this week. So feel free to do this without me. I don't think you need me to do this part here. What we're gonna be doing is I have prepared for you. Let's maximize this and take this down. So I have prepared you a playground where this is your example that you need to follow, right? However, I don't want you to pick any of these pieces here. If anything, I'm gonna show you something. So what I want you to do is I want you to select this here, and then it's not selecting that too. Yeah, okay. Select all of those and be like, make a new layer, and then say no touch with that layer. I know that's a bit of a silly name, but just say playground no touch. Save, and then just right click on this and then say add selected objects. And now if I press R on this one here a couple of times, press R, now you cannot touch this, or you should not be able to touch it. Oh, it did not select everything, did it? Okay, so now you should not be able to select it, and this is what you this is what you have to copy by using these pieces here. So you need to select these pieces and make them as identical as you can to these pieces here. All right, move these around, put them in here, step by step, and just go. All right, so you got the two wooden pieces here. Then you got these blocks here. I've started with this already, so you can have the right dimensions. So you've got like a canvas to work on, but you also have these wooden pieces there. You have to move the components and put this together by having these Lego pieces together. Very simple. Okay, but great work. Good job with this. And remember to subscribe, remember to like, remember to comment if you got any questions or you're not sure about anything. And yeah, if you like this exercise, share it around, you know. Just fixing that telescope was a little bit of fun. And we'll do this playground in the next video. I'll see you guys around. Bye bye.